While the sideshow has largely faded from the American landscape, its legacy remains a pretty fascinating chapter in circus history. These human oddities were once the stars of the big top, captivating audiences with their unique appearances and talents. But beyond the spectacle, the real-life stories of these performers are often overlooked and forgotten. Let's rewind the clock and take a look at 15 of the most intriguing human oddities that once graced the sideshow stage. Number 15. Joyce Heth. Joyce Heth was the woman who launched P.T. Barnum's career in the most controversial way possible. Barnum claimed Joyce was 161 years old and the former wet nurse of George Washington. Her blindness, frail appearance, and deeply wrinkled skin gave her an aura of ancient mystery that intrigued audiences. Barnum purchased her for $1,000 from a fellow circus owner, a grim reminder that slavery was still legal in 1830s America. Barnum paraded Joyce around the East Coast, showcasing her in museums, inns, and concert halls. Crowds were mesmerized, with some convinced she was a mechanical puppet. Even in death, Joyce's story didn't end quietly. When she passed in 1836, an autopsy revealed she was only 80 years old. Shockingly, 1,500 people paid to watch her autopsy, proving Barnum's knack for turning anything into a spectacle. The public may have been fooled, but their hunger for more cemented Barnum's reputation as the master of showmanship. Number 14. General Tom Thumb. At just 4 years old, Charles Stratton met P.T. Barnum, and his life changed forever. Born with dwarfism, Charles was only 25 inches tall and weighed 15 pounds. His small stature captivated Barnum, who renamed him General Tom Thumb and crafted an entire persona around him. Barnum taught him to sing, dance, and perform comedic skits. To add an air of mystery, Barnum claimed Charles was actually 11 years old, dressing him in tailored suits and presenting him as a refined gentleman. Audiences couldn't get enough. Tom Thumb became an international sensation, touring the US and Europe, even performing for Queen Victoria. The fame brought wealth beyond imagination. Charles owned a mansion, a yacht, and lived a life of luxury. By the 1850s, he was one of the world's first global superstars, and Barnum owed much of his fortune to Tom Thumb's enduring popularity. Despite his small size, Charles Stratton's legacy looms large in history. Number 13. The Warren Sisters. Lavinia and Minnie Warren were a duo that captured audiences' hearts with their charm and talent. Born with a pituitary condition that left them perfectly proportioned but miniature, the sisters stood out even among Barnum's unique performers. Lavinia, the elder sister, was a natural performer who acted in silent films like The Lilliputian's Courtship. Minnie, equally captivating, joined her in Barnum's traveling show. Lavinia married General Tom Thumb in a wedding that became one of Barnum's most extravagant publicity stunts. The ceremony was attended by thousands and cemented the couple as beloved public figures. Minnie later married Commodore Nutt, another performer in Barnum's troupe. But tragedy struck when she passed away during childbirth. Despite their challenges, the sisters lived extraordinary lives, performing for audiences across America and even meeting President Abraham Lincoln. Their legacy as iconic performers remains a testament to Barnum's ability to turn ordinary lives into extraordinary stories. Number 12. Myrtle Corbin, the four-legged girl. Myrtle Corbin was a medical marvel and a star attraction in Barnum's circus. Born with a rare condition called dipagus, she had two pelvises, each with its own set of legs. At just 13 years old, Myrtle joined Barnum's show as the four-legged girl. Her unique condition fascinated audiences, and she quickly became one of the highest-paid performers, earning $450 a week, equivalent to $11,000 today. Myrtle's life was not just about the spectacle. She married James Clinton Bickle at 19 and went on to have 5 children. Her condition made her a subject of intense medical study, particularly when she gave birth using both reproductive systems. Despite the public's curiosity and the scrutiny she endured, Myrtle balanced her role as a performer and a mother with grace. Her story is a testament to resilience and the ability to thrive in the face of unimaginable challenges, making her a true legend of the sideshow era. Number 11. Zip, the Pinhead. William Henry Johnson, known as Zip the Pinhead, grew up in a family of former slaves and suffered from microcephaly, a condition where the brain and skull are underdeveloped, resulting in intellectual challenges. P.T. Barnum added William to his circus, marketing him as the missing link between humans and apes. He was placed in a cage, shaking the bars and screeching as part of the act. This cruel portrayal fed into the pseudoscience of the era, but it made him one of Barnum's most famous attractions. Over time, William transitioned from his wild portrayal to standing alongside other sideshow performers, earning admiration for his humor and spirit. The term pinhead became a nickname for those with microcephaly, and William's fame extended into pop culture, even inspiring characters in the 1932 film Freaks. Despite the exploitative nature of his career, William was reportedly well compensated and enjoyed a sense of camaraderie within the circus. His life remains a complex symbol of fascination and exploitation. Number 10. Prince Randian, the living torso. Prince Randian, born in Guyana, had tetra amelia syndrome, leaving him without arms or legs. Despite these challenges, he displayed incredible independence and charisma. At 18, he moved to the U.S. to perform for P.T. Barnum, captivating audiences by rolling and lighting cigarettes with his lips, a feat that became his signature act. He could also write, paint, and sew using his mouth, showcasing his remarkable resourcefulness. Barnum often dressed him in costumes like a caterpillar or snake, adding to his stage persona. Prince Randian's humor and charm made him a favorite among audiences and even with women. He married, raised 5 children, and maintained a fulfilling personal life. In 1932, he appeared in the film Freaks, demonstrating his cigarette trick for the camera. Tragically, Randian died of a heart attack at 63, moments after performing in New York. His story is a testament to resilience, highlighting his ability to thrive despite overwhelming odds. Number 9. The Wild Men of Borneo. Hiram and Barney Davis, known as Wayno and Plutonor, were brothers with dwarfism and intellectual disabilities who became famous for their strength. Despite weighing just 45 pounds each, they could lift up to 300 pounds, often incorporating audience participation into their act. Barnum gave them a fictional backstory, claiming they were savage natives captured from Borneo and dressed them in animal skin costumes to amplify the narrative. The brothers performed at Barnum's New American Museum in New York City, earning over $200,000, equivalent to millions today. As they aged and began losing their eyesight, Barnum ensured they were cared for into their 90s, a rare act of support during that era. However, their fabricated origins persisted, even in death, as Plutonor's obituary described him as a wild man from Borneo. Despite the exploitation, their extraordinary strength and showmanship made them enduring figures in circus history, blending myth and reality into a lasting legacy. Number 8. Josephine Clofullia, the Bearded Lady. Born Josephine Bois de Chêne in Switzerland in 1827, she had hypertrichosis, a condition that caused excessive hair growth. By age 8, she had a 2-inch beard, drawing curiosity and fascination. Barnum hired her and changed her name to Josephine Clofullia, using her appearance to spark debates about her gender. He claimed she might be a man in disguise, but audiences were surprisingly accepting of her as a woman. In 1853, Barnum staged a publicity stunt by hiring William Charr to sue him for fraud, alleging Josephine wasn't truly a woman. The court case brought immense attention, with doctors, her father, and her husband confirming her gender. The spectacle worked in Barnum's favor, driving crowds to his American museum. Josephine became a sensation, attracting thousands of visitors eager to see the bearded lady. Her story, though steeped in Barnum's theatrical schemes, highlights the public's enduring fascination with the extraordinary. Number 7. Chang Yu Sing, the Chinese giant. Chang Yu Sing, a towering figure over 8 feet tall and weighing 364 pounds, became a standout performer in Barnum's freak show. Barnum advertised him as 9 feet tall, often dressing him in flowing Chinese robes to exaggerate his height and lean into stereotypes about Chinese people. Chang's mere presence was enough to draw massive crowds, as a Chinese giant was seen as an extraordinary contradiction to prevailing notions about stature in Chinese communities. Though his time with Barnum was brief, Chang made a memorable impression. His act was less about performance and more about showcasing his imposing presence, which captivated audiences. After fulfilling his short-term contract, Chang returned to his normal life, leaving behind limited records of his time in the spotlight. Nevertheless, his story is a reminder of how physical differences were both celebrated and exploited in the world of 19th century entertainment. Number 6. Isaac W. Sprague, the human skeleton. Isaac W. Sprague, born in East Bridgewater, Massachusetts, had a typical childhood until age 12, when he began rapidly losing weight. Despite maintaining a healthy appetite, he was later diagnosed with progressive muscular atrophy, a condition that left him weighing just 43 pounds as an adult. Unable to perform physical labor, Isaac joined Barnum's American Museum as the human skeleton, earning $80 per week, equivalent to $2,000 today. Isaac's role was simple: stand on display as audiences marveled at his emaciated frame. Despite his condition, he carried a can of milk to maintain his strength and even found happiness, marrying and having children. By age 44, he weighed only 43 pounds, but had outlived the life expectancy for his condition. He died at 46, leaving behind a legacy as one of Barnum's most memorable performers. Isaac's story is both heartbreaking and inspiring, showcasing the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity. Number 5. Grady Styles, Lobster Boy. Few names in the sideshow world evoke as much intrigue as Grady Styles, famously known as Lobster Boy. Born in 1937 with ectrodactyly, a rare condition that fused his fingers and toes into claw-like shapes, Grady was introduced to the sideshow life at an early age. Audiences were captivated by his unique appearance, but his personal life painted a far darker picture. As he grew older, Grady's temper and alcohol abuse overshadowed his fame. His most notorious act came when he shot and killed his daughter's fiancé the night before their wedding, a crime that shocked the nation. Despite being convicted, his disability spared him from prison, further cementing his infamous reputation. Grady's life was later dramatized in American Horror Story Freak Show, where his troubled legacy inspired the character Jimmy Darling. His story serves as a cautionary tale about the fine line between fame and infamy. All right, now, let's talk about Number 4. Violetta, the human torso. Born as Aloysia Wagner in 1906, Violetta became a celebrated performer despite being born with tetra amelia syndrome, a condition that left her without arms and legs. She rose to fame as a singer and human oddity, captivating audiences at Coney Island's Dreamland and later performing with the Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus and Mighty Hog Circus. Violetta's radiant voice and confident presence made her a star, showcasing her resilience and talent in a world that often sought to exploit differences. Throughout her life, Violetta broke stereotypes, proving she was more than a spectacle. She was also married and wore a gold wedding band on a chain around her neck, a quiet but powerful statement of love and independence. Her performances combined artistry and defiance, making her a figure of admiration and inspiration. Violetta's life stands as a testament to the strength of the human spirit in overcoming physical limitations to achieve greatness. Number 3. Maryanne Bevan, the ugliest woman. Born in 1874 in London, England, Maryanne Webster was one of 8 siblings. She began her adult life working as a nurse and married Thomas Bevan, a greengrocer, in 1903. Shortly after their marriage, Maryanne developed acromegaly, a condition causing abnormal growth and facial distortion. Symptoms included severe headaches, joint pain, and failing eyesight, which drastically altered her appearance and health. After Thomas's death in 1914, Maryanne struggled to support their 4 children. In a desperate bid to provide for her family, she entered contests for The Ugliest Woman and became a sideshow performer. Her courage and determination turned her into a fixture of traveling circuses, where she endured public scrutiny with dignity. Despite the ridicule, she succeeded in securing a future for her children. Maryanne Bevan's story is both heartbreaking and inspiring, showcasing a mother's unwavering love and sacrifice in the face of immense personal challenges. Number 2. Juan Baptista dos Santos, the man with 2 ding-dongs. Juan Baptista dos Santos, born in Faro, Portugal around 1843, became a medical curiosity due to his rare condition. A gypsy by heritage, Juan was born with 2 functioning penises, 3 scrotums, and claims of additional internal anomalies. Despite offers from circuses, including a tempting 200,000 francs for a 2-year contract, Juan chose to confine his exhibitions to medical circles, where he fascinated doctors and researchers alike. He recounted that as a child, his central scrotum once contained a pair of testes that retreated into his abdomen by the age of 10. Juan's decision to remain outside the circus world highlighted his preference for scientific observation over public spectacle. His condition, while extraordinary, was a subject of serious medical interest, contributing to the study of human anatomy and congenital anomalies. Juan's story remains a unique blend of biological wonder and a conscious choice to navigate fame on his own terms. Number 1. Mademoiselle Gabrielle, the Half-Lady. Mademoiselle Gabrielle, born Gabrielle Fuller in Basel, Switzerland in 1884, became a celebrated performer renowned as the Half-Lady. She possessed a perfectly formed upper body that ended below the waist, a rare congenital condition that added to her mystique. Gabrielle first entered the spotlight at the 1900 Paris Exposition, where her poise and elegance captivated audiences. She later toured with the Ringling Brothers Circus and performed at Coney Island's Dreamland Sideshow, where her performances drew massive crowds. Despite her condition, Gabrielle exuded confidence, presenting herself with grace and sophistication that challenged societal perceptions of physical differences. Her life also included personal milestones. She was married at least twice, including to a man named John de Fuller. Gabrielle's charm, beauty, and resilience made her a trailblazer in the world of sideshow performances. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you soon.